with solving equations. So we've got a really nice simple one to start with here. Let's just go through and have a look at this algebraically. Okay, keeping balanced, we would be subtracting 1 from both sides. On this side we'd be left with 2x. And on the right hand side we'd be left with 6. And dividing both sides by 2, x equals 3. Let's just quickly check that that's correct. Substituting x equals 3 back into here. 2 times 3 is 6, plus 1, 7. That definitely seems correct. But let's just have a look at how our graphic calculator can help justify that. On the GDC, when we solve an equation, you are actually looking at 2 different equations. You're looking at the representation of y equals 2x plus 1 and y equals 7, and we're finding where this graph is equal to this graph. Okay, so I'm going to come over to my y equals menu. You notice I've put both of those in there. Y equals 2x minus, it's supposed to be plus, but put it back there. 2x plus 1, and y equals 7 I've got in there. Now I think I'm on my Zoom standard menu. Let's go and have a little look at our graph. There we go. Here is our y equals 2x plus 1. Here is our y equals 7. What we want to do now is have a look at this point here. This is where 2x plus 1 is equal to 7. So it's actually the point of intersection. Alright, point of intersection. So let's have a look at our calc menu once again. And this calc menu is really, really useful too. If we go into calc, notice number 5 is intersect. So I'm going to select number 5. Now we have a look at our cursor. We're on this first one here, and it gives you the equation up here, y is equal to 2x plus 1. And it's asking me, is that my first curve? Well, yep, that is the one I want. So I'll press enter. And now you notice it's on this horizontal line here, y equals 7. It's our second one. It's asking me, is this the second curve? So I say yes. Now it's asking me for a guess. So I can just either enter the number here, or I can use my arrows to arrow around. So I can do this. I can move it backwards and forwards like that. Or I can just say, oh, that kind of looks like about 3. So I could just enter the number 3 there and press enter. As you'll see there, gives me the intersection there is 3, 7. Now, you need to interpret what this means here. That says when x is equal to 3, when x equals 3, and x equals 3, y is equal to 7. Okay. So our solution there, x equals 3. All right, let's have a look at a little bit harder one. Now that was a pretty straightforward one. But if we had something a little bit messier like this, what about if we wanted to solve 5x over 3 minus 1 is equal to negative, let's say negative a half x plus 4. Now we'd be going through an awful lot of algebra there. The first thing we'd have to do would be to get rid of our 3 and our 2 on the denominator. So I'd be multiplying both sides by 6. And I'd end up with, I'd have to then expand here. We'd have all sorts of messy things. So let's go and have a look at how our graphic calculator can help us solve those ones. So I'm going to go back to my y equals menu. Clear that one, clear that one. I'm going to break this up into 2 equations again. I'm going to look at my left-hand side here, and I'm going to graph this. Y equals 5x over 3 minus 1. And my right-hand side here, I'm going to graph y equals negative a half x plus 4. Okay, so let's go and enter those into the calculator. We've got either 5 over 3x or 5x over 3. There's a couple of ways you could do it. You could do 5x divided by 3, okay? Or you could do 5 over 3x. So you could have it as 5 over 3x or 5x over 3. If you're entering it as 5 over 3x, you need to put parentheses. 5 divided by 3, and then x minus 1. The first one, let's enter our next one. We have negative a half multiplied by, so I could just enter either, I could do this, parentheses and have negative 1 divided by 2, close parentheses, and multiply that by x plus 4, close. Or I could have just changed my negative a half to this. I could have just done this. Negative 0.5 outside of x plus 4. So you've got a variety of ways you can enter them. Okay, let's go and have a look at what that looks like. Okay, well, this is a nice window. We can see where this equation is equal to this one. We're looking at our point of intersection, aren't we? So let's go up here to our calc menu. I'm going to select 5 again. So have a look. You can see it on this one, which was the first function we put in. Is that my first curve? Yes. So this one here, second curve. You can see that it changes up there. And guess, wow, that's just going to arrow along. That almost looks like one exactly on there. And there we go. We have our solution. So what is the value for x here? Our point of intersection, let's just write that down, is negative 0.462 to 3 significant figures and negative 1.77 to 3 significant figures. So using this information, remember we are solving for x to make these both equal to negative 1.77. So our solution here is x equals negative 0.462, correct to 3 significant figures. Well, I hope that helps you with giving you a few tools with how to solve pretty complicated equations with your GDC. Have fun.